into the start box, and away we go. Green, 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 and a strong jump for Schwartz as he gets at least a length coming down into turn number 1. Watch them as they roll through here. Indeed, battle to the inside. Ethan Ho potentially able to take second away, but here they come. The big run down into the keyhole for the first time. 20-lapper here. An early start for USF Juniors, and Schwartz going to take advantage of the battle behind him. As to the inside comes Armstrong. Ho trying to get a better run to the outside as well. Clean into the corner. Again, we're going to miss them here. Watch them work their way out there. There they go, down out of turn number 2, the downhill off-camber keyhole corner. Still the battle between Quinn and Armstrong, side by side, all the way through the keyhole, side by side through the kink of turn number 3. When they get to the top of 5, we'll pick them back up. We'll see which driver's been able to jump into that second spot. You'll watch the leader, Schwartz, very happy with the battle going on behind him. And indeed, it's Quinn Armstrong. He's able to take second place. Ho slotting into the 3rd spot. There's a pass there further back, and that is, I believe, Giaffoni scrapping it out with one of the VRD drivers as they're all getting to work right now. You see the good battle further back there is Carson Etter getting a couple spots as well. That group there, 4 drivers, nose to tail. Out they come down into Thunder Valley. We'll give you a full field rundown when they come back around. But Hudson Schwartz has done the job already. Quinn Armstrong pushing hard as well. Top 4 drivers stretching out a little bit there. So here we go. Onto the front straightaway for the first time. 1 of 20 in the books. Opening lap clean for the drivers here in USF Juniors. Hudson Schwartz is the leader. Quinn Armstrong 2nd. Ethan Ho 3rd. Jack Jeffers 4th. Giaffoni 5th. Ethan Barker was the driver. Barker actually passed Giaffoni, so moved Barker up to 5th. Giaffoni back to 6th spot. Joey Brienza runs in 7th. Jimmy Lockhart, Max Taylor, and Lucas Facuri round out the top 10. Brady Golan, Eric Schoten, Carson Etter, and Giovanni Cabrera as they come across the line. One driver dropping a wheel. You can see the dust up there over in turn number 1. Quinn Armstrong pushing the limits, trying to find a way by. But again, it's Ho into 2nd. Ethan Ho has gone to P2. Great job for Ho to take that spot away. Hudson Schwartz out front. This is what you do when you get that lead and they're battling behind you, right? Take the advantage of it. Look at this. Quinn Armstrong back again. Armstrong gets back by. Jeffers looking to challenge as well right there. Jeffers kind of ready to jump on anything. He's on the gearbox of Ho as they come over Madness. Great shot at the outside of turn number 9. You see they kind of race back up over the crest, down into Thunder Valley. Again, very difficult race part of this racetrack. So easy for the car to kind of skate away on you, either with understeer or oversteer, depending on how you approach the corner. Many drivers will drop at least left side wheels, sometimes 4 wheels off, as they're pushing hard in that corner. Ethan Ho dropping back a little bit as Quinn Armstrong's got some breathing room. Indeed, Armstrong out front. Both he, what did he turn last time by? A 29.6. Wow, a full second faster for Schwartz, 28.6. That's the way to get the job done. 1.3 seconds. Oh, contact. That's Giaffoni potentially. We got contact further back. Driver off in turn number 1. Coming up into turn number 2, rather, the keyhole. Contact. Wow. So I expect we're definitely going to see full course yellow here. Indeed, the yellows are out. Full course yellow. Field locked in. We'll give you a full field rundown when they come back through. Man. So coming down into turn number 2, things got a little hectic. Stick with us here. We'll be able to come back and bring you a replay of this here. But in an incident involving one of the D-Force drivers, the safety crews have got to the driver has gone off and likely off and straight into the tires there because obviously there was no chance to get on the brakes as it was kind of into the braking zone. Hopefully that driver is fine. The crew going to work down there. You can see on one of the other cameras that we have. But again, field down behind the pace car now, slowing things up. Like I said, we'll give you a full field rundown when they come through. You see the double yellow there at start-finish. Let's have a look at the replay, folks. As they roll through here, we'll have a look. So coming down into the braking zone, there's Schwartz with lots of room, Quinn Armstrong, Ho, Jeffers, and look at this, climbed right up over the back. That was, I believe, Giafoni. Instead, I talked about it at the start. You never know what happens in a championship. And I want to see potentially climbed up over top of Ethan Barker. We'll watch it again. They come down into the keyhole. Yeah, he just misses the braking zone and climbs up over top of one of the VRD drivers. Wow, and off he goes backwards into the tires. Messy here on lap number 3. And I'll tell you, wow, the championship, he's got a big gap in the championship right now, but that was huge in terms of the implications, because Quinn Armstrong's right there as well. You can see the driver being brought over to the AMR USF Pro truck, the safety team taking care of him, so he'll head back to medical. But great to see Giafoni walking back to the truck there after the incident where he launched himself over the back of, I believe, Ethan Barker. And yeah, Ethan Barker's to the tail as well. We'll see if they're able to get that rear wing repaired. I don't know if they'll be able to do that. They'll go to work on him for sure. It'll take a little bit of time to get that car extricated for sure. Cleaning up the track already, but yeah. Here's your full field rundown after the incident. Hudson Schwartz, your leader. Quinn Armstrong, second. Ethan Ho in third, and Jack Jeffers, fourth. Joey Brienza in the fifth spot. Max Taylor, sixth. Lucas Fakuri, seventh. Brady Golan, Jimmy Lockhart, and Eric Schouten round out your top 10. Carson Eder, 11th. Giovanni Cabrera, 12th. Ethan Barker and Nicholas Giafoni. As we said, Giafoni out. 14th. And talk about opening the door for the drivers behind him in this championship battle. There's one driver up front is going to come away with some points. Again, coming in here, Brienza was right there in the points, as was Quinn Armstrong. Jack Jeffers with his race win at VIR gets him back in the fight as well. Again, for Giafoni, probably could have just cruised home to the championship. This is going to be a hurt still. I think he had a 79-point lead, I believe, coming into this race, so the cushion's still there. He's got lots of cushion, but this could have been like, that nail in the coffin. Even a top 5 finish would have locked things down. If he's leading by 100 points after Road America, the championship is locked because, again, 99 points, the most that you can get on a race weekend at a triple header. 61 points, being told, is the gap between first and second. 61, so that's almost 2 full races. At 100, no one could catch him, because even if a driver completely sweeps the weekend, 30 points for a race win, 1 point for pole, 1 point for most laps led, and 1 point for fastest lap of the race. 33 points on offer each race. Triple header 99. If you're 100 up, you got it locked. This could potentially change things in terms of whether or not he could have locked at Road America. Again, still a triple header there. Lots of racing still to come. Road America and the Circuit of the Americas still on the docket. 6 races left to go after this one. Hudson Schwartz, as we said, though, holding that lead. Had built it out pretty nicely. It all goes by the wayside with a full course yellow. 14-year-old Hudson Schwartz handling the start nicely. Now he'll have an opportunity to experience the restart as well. 4 different teams. All 4 teams in the paddock have somebody in the top 4 right now. VRD with Schwartz, D-Force with Armstrong, DC Autosport with Ho, and Exclusive Autosport with Jeffers, P4. Brienza actually getting the best of it there. Started in the 8th spot. He's now up into 5th. So Brienza got a couple of spots on, 1 spot on track, and then 2 with Barker and Giafoni going out. So move Brienza. He's in the fight as well. I think he was second place in points coming in, so a good opportunity for Brienza to claw his way back a little bit. 40-minute time window, as I had said. 20 laps of racing. Lap 4 in the books when they come back around. Again, we'll shout out to the USF AMR safety team. Busting their tail to get the grid cleaned out. Indeed, pace car, I believe, was in the pit lane. It is. We're going racing. Here we go. Back at it. Into the restart zone. Hudson Schwartz on the loud pedal. Everybody ready to race. This is going to be an exciting run down into 2. Everybody looking to pounce. Schwartz just trying to get enough. There's the move to the inside for Ho. He peeks to the inside on Armstrong. And here's the run now as they work their way out of turn 1, down to 2. Will we see more fireworks? Not up front. A little pinch there. Brienza had to look to the inside as Jeffers is trying to find his way around Ho as well. Did Jeffers get into the third spot? I don't think he did. No, he's back. So Ho holds on to third. Jeffers in the fourth spot, but they're coming after him. Brienza, look at this, potentially 3 wide, deeper in the field. Schouten side by side as well. I want to say that's with potentially Brady Golan. Back up the hill to turn number 5. There's your lead. Oh, more contact. A driver's gone over. One driver's gone over, and I think that may be Jeffers. Jack Jeffers is upside down in turn number 5. Contact at the top of the hill. Full course yellow will come out. We'll get the replay on that one. That is Jack Jeffers, we believe, over. Oh, we're saying maybe not Jeffers. Nope, there's Jack Jeffers right there. It could be Joey Brienza. So a driver has gone over up in turn number 5. We'll definitely get the replay on that one, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, field slowing as contact between drivers at the top of the hill, turn number 5. And Joey Brienza, the Colorado driver for Exclusive Autosport, has gone over in turn number 5. So Brienza, who had moved to 5th, will now fall down the order after flipping over. We'll give you the replay here momentarily. Going to make sure that Joey's okay and out of the car as well. As the safety crew getting over to him immediately. The crew is right there, so once we get a chance to see that Joey's going to be all right. Again, these cars are super safe. We saw Lockie Hughes in USF 2000 barrel roll into the Turn 2 keyhole gravel trap in contact with Simon Sykes last weekend. The halo on these cars is what has taken the safety to the next level. And listen, this is the kind of thing that can happen in open wheel racing. You know, when drivers are battling for position, you interlock wheels, and it's not that hard to get looped over, especially with the lighter cars like here in USF Juniors. Safety crew quickly getting to Brienza. This is very likely going to allow Quinn Armstrong to leapfrog over Brienza in the championship standings as well, as he runs in that second spot. So more action. So it's Schwartz, Armstrong, Ho, Jeffers, and Brady Golan now up to 5th. Max Taylor 6th. Being told the driver is okay. Getting word that the driver is fine. Joey Brienza able to get out of the car. And again, that's these cars, as we said, so well built. They're tipping that car over back now, taking good care not to damage it any further as the field will work its way down here. We will be able to give you the replay when we get an opportunity here. But again, the AMR USF Pro Safety team going to work. Not only on getting Brienza extricated into the truck, but also making sure the car is flipped back over. Brienza going for a ride in turn number 5. Cautions do breed cautions. Those drivers were getting after it. There's your leader. Going to have to do another restart for Hudson Schwartz. Big winner there was Brady Golan. He's up to P5. Golan's in 5th. 6th is Taylor. 7th for Curie. 8th Eder. 9th is Barker. And 10th now is Schouten. So let's have a look at this replay, and we'll give you a look at it. We'll be able to kind of rewind it a little bit here as it happens. But let's have a look at this replay as they come up the top of the hill. The leaders get through. You'll see the side-by-side action. Looks to me like one of the drivers from the back there might have was trying to tuck to the inside. One of the VRD drivers potentially making contact there. We'll watch them come through. Get our best look at that. The top of the hill. One driver inside, contact, boom, yeah, on the rear. So one of those VRD drivers making contact. I'll try to figure out who that is coming through. That car actually looks in pretty good shape. That may have been Max Taylor. Taylor then seeing Golan. See, Golan slides through on the inside. Taylor will tuck back in. So, yeah, I want to say that was Max Taylor who was making a move to the inside of Brienza, and those two drivers made contact. And anytime you get that, that right front tucked in front of the left rear and they make contact, that's quite easily where the car kind of just jumps up over top of the tire and then sends it. Sometimes they come back down, but you think of that corner where you're kind of all the pressure being put to the right side, tires up in the air, and just the momentum is going to take that car over and off to the outside of the racetrack. So bottom line is this, happy to hear that Joey Brienza is fine after the incident. Again, a testament to the status JR23 and the halo on this race car, which we've seen a number of times this year, has protected the drivers from incidents on track, both in, of course, all three of the categories here, Juniors, 2000, and Pro. So they'll take Joey Brienza back to the medical center to make sure everything's okay. Field working its way through once again. Lap number 8 will go in the books this next time by. They've got the car, looks like, up on the wrecker already. The rest of the crew ready to clean up the scene and get things rolling as Hudson Schwartz cruising around here behind the pace car. Quinn Armstrong right there in second. Ethan Ho third. Jack Jeffers fourth. And Brady Golan fifth. And again, I talk about how open the championship is. 61-point lead for Nicholas Giaffoni after that win yesterday. So yeah, great position in the championship. And then he has an issue on the opening lap. Then the driver who's second place in points, he has an issue on the next one. So Joey Brienza, P1 and P2 in the championship, now 14th and 13th respectively after 2 incidents. Early half of the race here. That car now being removed to the inside of the racetrack. We're not going to go green this time by, but I would think we'll probably go green the next time by. All the crew, the safety crews are heading back to their spots, their particular perches around this racetrack. So yeah, we'll be able to go green next time by, just not this time. So we're going to put 8 in the books now. It'll be lap 9 when they come back to get the green, so essentially 11 laps remaining. Man, 2 incidents involving the first and second place in points. Giaffoni hard off, backed into the tire barriers over in turn number 2. And Brienza, after contact with Max Taylor, up and over in turn number 5. So again, we had a good chance to see that replay and the incident that happened there. All the other drivers have to press the reset, stay focused, move forward. You wonder whether or not there could be damage to the 33 of Max Taylor to the right front. Based on what I saw, I didn't even see any wing damage either. So, again, you think about, though, as he came in there, it would have been the trailing edge of the right front hitting the forward edge of the left rear for Brienza. So, luckily to get away without suspension damage for Max Taylor. And hopefully that car of Brienza not too terribly damaged. They do have lots of time. That they're not back on the racetrack, of course, as we know, until Road America in mid-August. Schwartz, Armstrong, Ho, and Jeffers. Then you throw Brady Golan in there. That's as high as he's run on the season. Brady Golan, the rookie at Austin, Texas, now running P5. Taylor 6th, Fakiri 7th, Eder, Barker, and Schouten rounding out the top 10. Cabrera 11th, Jimmy Lockhart down in 12th. So field set back down into Thunder Valley. Pace car will get up the road a little bit here. I believe we're going to go green this next time by. Again, watch for that pace car to head into pit lane. Yep, on the throttle, getting out of the way. Back in the hands of Hudson Schwartz. 14-year-old Virginia driver, his second restart. Trying to hold Sebring winner Quinn Armstrong at bay. This will be lap number 9. 11 laps remain. Back to green flag. Great cleanup for the crew to get things back underway. We'll give a shout out to Joey Brienza. Hopefully he's fine. Clean and green. Drivers working their way through turn number 1. Big drag race down here again into turn number 2. Schwartz has been able to get the lead. Here comes a move to the inside. No, outside for Ho. Jack Jeffers looking to try to see if he can't capitalize on the fight between Quinn Armstrong and Ethan Ho. This is big news for Schwartz as he's going to be able to pull away. It's still Quinn Armstrong with the spot as they work their way down to 3. Oh, Ho's right on the gearbox. He'll try the outside. Quinn's going to cover on the inside. Ethan to the outside, side by side, down into 4. Is Ho going to be able to make it happen? You're on the outside. He gives you the inside for 5. If you got the spot, they're side by side coming through. No, it's still Quinn Armstrong. Once again defending the Californian. Max Taylor, I believe, able to slip by Brady Golan. So Taylor up to P5. Out of Thunder Valley. Halfway point this time by. 10 down, 10 to go. See if we can get some green flag running here. Couple of yellows early for incidents for Giaffoni and Brienza. Individual fight starting to dial in throughout this field. About 0.4 of a second, the lead for Schwartz. It's going to give him the opportunity to run nice and wide, racing lines. There's that fight a little further back. Look at that scrap. That's, I believe, Fakuri. No, it's a Golan, and I think one of the VRD drivers. Might be Parker. Either that or Jimmy Lockhart. Great racing deeper in the field as well. Schwartz, though, trying to pull away. Be our 5th different winner on the season. Victors so far: Quinn Armstrong, Giaffoni, Brienza, and Jeffers have all got race wins. 4 winners. Would be VRD's first victory on the season as well if Hudson Schwartz can bring this home. Armstrong dialing things in, though, turning his fastest lap on that last circuit. He's not letting Schwartz get away at all. Ho's not there to challenge right now, too, so it's allowing him to focus forward. Jimmy Lockhart trying to go to work on Fakuri. He turned his fast lap, too. Look at, yeah. Lockhart right there on the D-Force driver's gearbox. One driver in the pit lane. I'm going to say that's potentially a drive-through for Max Taylor. Let's have a look through when they come through, whether or not he falls down the order. Yeah, I'm going to say with Barker going to 5th, Golan 6th, that is very likely a drive-through penalty for Max Taylor for incident responsibility in the contact with he and Joey Brienza. So Taylor getting a drive-through penalty after that contact that sent Brienza up and over. So that's moved Ethan Barker now up into the 5th spot. Watch this big run now coming out of turn number 2 to 3. Quinn Armstrong going to work here on Hudson Schwartz. Schwartz will cover off the bottom of the racetrack. Watch for Quinn to try to go around the outside. We'll see him pop up to the top of the hill. Do we have ourselves a new leader? Oh, they're side by side. Book it. He is through. Quinn Armstrong's gone to the lead. Nice pass around the outside. The Aussie looking to get his 2nd win on the season. He gets by Schwartz. Again, remember, these top 4 drivers, as they run on the racetrack, qualified within 0.08 of a second of each other. So that's how close they are. You wouldn't have expected anyone to run away considering the pace by all those drivers. And I'd mentioned that Armstrong had just laid down his fastest lap. Top 5 drivers all turning their fastest lap on that circuit. Just further back there, P5 is Barker. Big gap back to the next battle between a couple of the D-Force drivers. Golan and Fakuri being challenged here by Eric Schouten. Another yellow flag, I believe. Yeah, we're back to full course yellow. I don't know what happened here, but I believe we're full course yellow again. Quick look around the racetrack on the cameras we have. I don't understand why. We'll try to pick it up, but yeah, we're back to full course. Having trouble getting laps in here today. So unsure of the issue now. Pace car has come out, picked up Quinn Armstrong, the leader, after his pass down in 4 and 5. Trying to figure out who potentially is falling. Man, Jimmy Lockhart's fallen down as well. I think something's happened to Lockhart. Although, as we look around the cameras here, trying to find out where he potentially is. As they came back around, 11 drivers have put lap 12 in the books. Lockhart has not. So we got to think potentially down in turn number 4. It's the only part of the racetrack that we can't see that We expect it could be. So it could be at the end of the back straightaway there as Lockhart potentially off in the gravel. So that's our best guess. We see the cars. Yeah, there goes the tow truck as well. So someone probably beached down in turn number 4. That's going to be Lockhart. So his battle has moved everybody back up. Here's your lineup again, as we just have not been able to go green flag racing in this one. Armstrong, Schwartz, Ho, Jeffers, and Barker, your top 5. Brady Gold in 6th. Lucas Facuri in 7th. Eric Schout in 8th. Giovanni Cabrera in 9th. Carson Eder runs in 10th. Max Taylor 11th. Lockhart down a lap. Now in the beach likely here. So Giafoni, Brienza, and Lockhart all out of this race. Quinn Armstrong, man, with a victory here would leapfrog over Brienza and really close up here on Giafoni, his teammate. And I think it would be big for the momentum for the Australian as well, considering the fact he came out of the gate, was able to win the opening race, and then has been running second to Giafoni for the rest of, like the rest of the field has, to be honest, but he's been running second to Giafoni. He's finished second to Nicholas in both of the races at Barber, did Quinn Armstrong, and then second to him yesterday as well. So Armstrong staying out of trouble. Great pass on Schwartz. Finds himself as the leader here with 13 down. Yeah, we just have not been able to get much racing in here. 3 different incidents have brought out yellows. One for Giafoni by himself, contacting Barker up into turn number 2. Then Brienza, the contact with he and Max Taylor. This is actually going to help Taylor out big time. He got the drive-through penalty, but the yellow still has him locked into the 11th spot. But on the lead lap now, he's going to go to work. I would expect Taylor's probably going to be able to race his way up to very likely 6th. Knowing the pace of Taylor, I'm going to say a P6 finish if he's clean to the end. And again, that all depends on how many laps we get here as well. The crew going to work in turn number 4. 13 laps down. Again, it'll be 14 when they come back around. Do we go green? Do they have this thing cleaned up enough? If he's just beached, it shouldn't take that much to get him out. So we're thinking potentially from 4 over to 5. Let's have a look here. Yeah, you can see the crew up to the top right part of the screen. They've got his car up already. So damaged enough that it wasn't going to be able just to be pulled out, flat-towed out. But yeah, I think we're going to go green this time by. I would bet they're going to be able to get this car right around the corner. They'll tuck him in behind the wall there to driver's left. And we'll very likely be able to go green. So Jimmy Lockhart, the issue on lap number 11. Something happened over in between turns 4 and 5. Luckily contact, of course, those drivers battling there. We may be able to go back to green this time by. This would be solid if we could. They're going to try to get that car in. Otherwise, it'll be the next time by. So we're either going to get 5 or 6 laps. Yeah, they still haven't been able to get the AMR crews back to where they need to be yet. So we're going to be definitely one more around. Yeah, it looks like they may be bringing that car of Lockhart all the way back to the paddock area. So we've got one more lap under yellow here. A 5-lap dash to the end. Let's hope that cooler heads will prevail and we'll be able to get those 5 under green. To be honest, though, it could become a timed race. We have 11 minutes remaining in a 40-minute window. If we go back, I think we'll be able to get the 5 laps in, but it's going to be tight. Yeah, one more yellow will definitely make it a timed race, but hopefully we'll be able to get these last 5 laps in. 15 down, 5 remaining when they get back around. Safety crew getting himself back here, coming through the carousel now. There's your car there of Lockhart coming down through the Thunder Valley. The race cars themselves just coming out of 2. So you'll get a chance to have a look at the damaged car of Lockhart when he comes right by here. You're going to get a good look as they come up through turn number 10 and 11. Jimmy Lockhart, who joined us in the pre-show yesterday, along with Ethan Barker. Drivers who were with us today, Eric Schouten and Giovanni Cabrera, currently running 8th and 9th. Both those drivers staying out of trouble. Schouten was involved in a pretty good little battle there with Fakuri and Golan. Driver is going to be on the move here for sure. Will be the 33 of Max Taylor, the VRD driver. Watch for him to attack. 5 laps, currently 11th. Probably has the speed to get to 6th, but will he have the time? Yeah, field car getting on it now. Pace car going to work its way back. Let's get ready to roll here. This time it's Quinn Armstrong. Great pass on Hudson Schwartz. Down in 4 and 5. Take that lead. This would be huge for him in terms of the championship fight. Cutting into Giafoni's cushion. But can Schwartz come back and get him? His turn to go on the offensive. Back to green flag racing. And Quinn getting on it early. Look at this, though. Schwartz right with him. Here we go. 5 laps remain here. Race 2 at Mid-Ohio. The Cooper Tires Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio event here. An early start. Good thing we did it because we're using all 40 minutes. When we went back to green, 8 minutes and 49 seconds. Look at this scrap here. Barker trying the outside of Jack Jeffers through turn 2. Jeffers will look into the inside as well. It's getting hectic as Ho trying to find a way now by Schwartz. Jeffers still on the inside. Barker on the outside. Side by side a little further back as well. Big start there, I believe, for Taylor. I think he got a couple of spots on the opening circuit. Quinn Armstrong looking good as the field working its way through 5, down to 6. There's your lead. Ho continues to put the pressure on Schwartz here. Jeffers into 4th. Again, remember, 1st and 2nd place in the points, both involved in wrecks. So they are 14th and 13th, respectively. A good opportunity for everybody else in the field as one driver goes 4 wheels off coming out of 9. Everybody in the field now with an opportunity to gain points on those 2 leaders. Armstrong a chance to jump over Brienza into 2nd and close the gap significantly on Nicholas Giafoni. Opening lap in the books. Going back to green. 4 to go. Margin up front right now, just under a second for Armstrong over Schwartz, who's been challenged big time by Ethan Ho. Ho not close enough to make the move to the inside, coming down into the keyhole. Jeffers looking to challenge as well. There's a side-by-side battle further back. That's Schouten trying to get to the inside of Lucas Fakuri. Eric Schouten. The 2 Brazilians, Schouten and Fakuri going at it. Top 4 stretching away a bit. Jeffers going to get a run here, potentially to have a look at Ethan Ho. It's been an eventful race here for the drivers in USF Juniors. Not getting those green to checkers we saw earlier in the season. Drivers, I think, feeling the intensity of the championship as it starts to boil up a little bit here. I talk a lot about the driver's mindset throughout the season and how they change when you see other drivers winning races and you haven't got that first victory yet. You know, we've been waiting for a VRD driver to get that win. We thought it might have been Max Taylor. Ethan Barker looked really good yesterday challenging. He and Giafoni got together. Taylor's been knocking on the door. He almost won one at VIR, so the stress level for Max Taylor have not been able to deliver a win yet. He wanted that victory. I was running 2nd yesterday until Mechanical came. That changes your mindset as well. Everybody with a different story come into every weekend. For Quinn Armstrong, again, he has won on the season, won the opener at Sebring, but has not been able to get back on top. Another driver's dropped the wheel. Driver spinning, coming out at turn number 1. Someone's gone around in turn number 1, having dropped a wheel. Back on the racetrack, I think. That might have been Ethan Ho. No, that's not. That could have been Schouten or Cabrera. One of the exclusive Autosport drivers potentially around, dropping a wheel in 1. You can see the gravel there. It's a little far off in the screen, but one of the drivers that went around in turn number 1. We'll give you an update when we can. There's Carson Eder coming through later as well. It might have been Carson Eder that went around. So Eder in the DC Autosport number 57. Think he might have dropped the wheel in one and looped it around. He's well back. We'll give you the full field rundown again when they come back around to put lap 18 in the books. It'll be 2 to go this next time by. 2 remaining for Quinn Armstrong. 6/7 of a second. All he has in front right now is Schwartz still holding off Ethan Ho. So Eder was the driver that went around, but I want to say that one of the other drivers had some issues as well. Might have been Cabrera having to check up. But we'll give you the rundown when they come back through. Here they are again. 2 laps remaining for Armstrong. As you can see, the D-Force drivers battling further back as well. That is, I believe, Gold and Schouten. So Quinn Armstrong is your leader across the line. We'll have a look at the gap between first and second. Still that 0.7 of a second, 6/7 of a second. Schwartz second, Ho third. Watching them line up here coming into the keyhole. 4th is Jeffers, 5th is Barker, and as I expected, Max Taylor up into the 6th spot. Let's see whether or not he can go to work on his teammate for 5th, but Taylor to 6th. Lucas Facuri 7th, Golan 8th, Schouten 9th, Cabrera 10th, Carson Eder back in 11th. After that spin in one. Luckily for him, no damage, no yellow, back to racing. 1 to go this next time by. Armstrong, the gap 0.7 of a second. Look at Schwartz getting back at it. Top 6 drivers right there. As Taylor trying to work his way back up to potentially get past his teammate Barker. We're going to be right at the time limit too. 3.5 minutes remaining. So we're going to knock this thing out in 40 minutes after a couple of yellows. But hopefully a 5-lap clean dash to the end. Leader down into the carousel. Another driver's dropped the wheel coming over the top of the hill. That's easy to do. White flag flying. 1 more to go for Quinn Armstrong to try to get his 2nd win of the season and jump his way up to 2nd in the championship. It will be a D-Force 1-2 in the standings, as Armstrong has been great here this weekend. 2nd yesterday, maybe a victory here today. What a weekend for the Aussie. And he'll head home after this. Super excited to get home, back to the house in Australia. Enjoy Mom's cooking for a couple of weeks. She's got a chicken curry waiting in the fridge. I already talked to Mama Armstrong. They flew over 17 hours to be here with him this weekend, and he's delivered for Team Armstrong so far. Schwartz, though, challenging. Does he find a way back by? Back to the top of the hill. Schwartz is right there. Maybe a length back. Fight coming for 4th as well. Jeffers doing everything he can to hold off Ethan Barker. Not much more opportunity for Schwartz to get that first win for himself and VRD. Armstrong's just got to get it clean through and into Thunder Valley. Here he comes out. And I think he's got this one locked. Just got to cleanly get through the carousel. And another win on the season. We'll see the Australian flag on victory lane as the winner of race number 2 here at Mid-Ohio is Quinn Armstrong. 2nd win of the season for the Australian for D-Force Racing. He'll move to 2nd place in the points. What a huge weekend for Quinn. 2nd yesterday and a victory today. As the front-running drivers, Giafoni and Brienza, both involved in incidents. They finished 14th and 13th. Armstrong with the win. Schwartz, an impressive drive from pole. He takes 2nd. Ethan Ho in 3rd. Jack Jeffers in 4th. Ethan Barker rounding out the top 5. Max Taylor, as I expected, challenging his way up into 6th. Lucas Facuri 7th. Brady Golan in 8th. Eric Schouten in 9th. And Giovanni Cabrera, a top 10 with a strong, solid, consistent performance. Cabrera ending up in the 10th spot. But that was definitely a wild one. I don't think we expected, number 1, for Giafoni to make a small error in the braking zone of turn number 2, end up going up and over Barker, backing it into the tires on the outside of that corner. And then, of course, the contact between Max Taylor and Joey Brienza that sent him, Brienza, up and over in turn number 5. That's right there at the top of the hill. Taylor getting a drive-through penalty for incident responsibility. He gets the luck of the yellow flags that allow him to go to the tail of the field. He would have finished essentially 11th. But instead, he gets the opportunity to fight his way back up to 6th. The rest of the field streaming through turn number 9. And wow, what a race that was. Carson Eder, the spin in turn number 1. He ends up 11th. Not the result he wanted for sure after a good run in USF 2000 last weekend, but all it takes is a drop of wheel. How many times we see guys drop wheels over there in turn number 1? Pretty easy to do. I don't care if you're in USF Juniors or the NTT IndyCar Series, it happens. You're riding the ragged edge through that corner to try to get that run up to the keyhole, so good to see Eder at least did not damage the car, was able to get back on the racetrack. So a number of yellow flags, but a solid 5-lap wrap-up. And the challenge from Hudson Schwartz on Quinn Armstrong. We'll watch him cruise that car into victory lane. Once he gets in there of the car, I'll head over. We'll get things underway with the podium presentation. If you're watching here on the broadcast, don't go anywhere. We'll have just a quick little break before we get things underway. And remember, from here, we head to Toronto this coming weekend. USF 2000 and USF Pro, the Honda Indy Toronto. On track on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A little break in the action after that before we head with this USF Junior Series to Road America. Second week of August. Looking forward to that one for sure. So Quinn Armstrong, I believe, driving that D-Force car into victory lane. And he'll get an opportunity to enjoy the spoils for his second win of the season. Big one for Quinn Armstrong. Big one for the family, as I said, who just flew over from Australia. They're going to bring Quinn back home after this weekend. Here he is there, out of the car. Quinn Armstrong will get up on the front of that one. He'll be pumped for sure. Nope, he's going to sit on the halo. I like it. Nicely done. And, of course, the crew coming over to congratulate their young driver here. It's an up-and-down day, of course, as we know, for D-Force Racing. A win for Quinn, but P14 last after an incident for Giafoni. So there you go. They're having some fun down there. Folks, we're going to head to victory lane. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back. We'll hand out some hardware.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to sports car course. We wrap up things here. Victory lane, as the drivers here in our retired Long Bridge in Ohio. A wow of there for the drivers who are coming home on the podium. Stayed in trouble, did their job. Tremendous work by them. Got the guests, super tires. You're going to help us hand out some hardware. Let's get started. The driver coming home in third spot. Pressure all race on. Young for Ethan Home. Finishing third today. Strong run for Ethan. Levi Tyson. Bring up his third place trophy. Give us for guests for tires here. Levi Tyson hop up on there in the picture taking as well. Great job for Ethan there. Put the pressure on. First on. Armstrong and then on 14 seconds. One lead was kind of get 5 minutes. So a great run there for Ethan to get to the second spot. Coming home in that second spot for the 14 years big. On ball on the podium once again. Hudson Schwartz coming home in second for VR Racing. A great drive for Hudson. Daniel Hunter's going to help us out here bring that second place trophy to the podium victory for Hudson. He got one as well at VIR. Excellent job. Fantastic run for Hudson there to be able to run that second spot. And again, let's talk about this driver here with first and second place at this point. You have to make yourself on the racetrack. And this is big for them to come here and get second with the season. For D-Force Racing, the winner with their hands together. Folks, one of the drive for Quinn Armstrong. Quinn, you can get your chat with you first. Congratulations. I see you smile. How big was this to get this picture?
Oh, it's massive. I mean, we didn't have the world trade at VIR. We always looked to bounce back. With the second yesterday, we knew that was good. But we knew it was a lot better, and that's what we did today.
We'll talk about that later, but you had to see, right? And a bunch of yellow. The guys that they can see. You were putting all that pressure on Hudson. Open your mind.
Yeah, no, it was just pressure, trying to get him to make a mistake. If I'm honest, it's not an easy track to pass. And he was up for a long time, but we just managed to get in there and get the job done with the left to go.
Let's get to go home now, too.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that.
What do you want to think?
There's so many people. I mean, the whole of people, whether they're at the track or not, they're doing so much work for me and all the other drivers. My mom, my dad, they're really son here, and as well as the James Faber team for letting us say they have to start.
Congratulations, I get up on the board. He's your winner today, folks, here. Let's bring that trophy up for him as well. Mating 16, one of our guests from Cooper Tires will bring that trophy. Nathan, hop up on top of the podium there with him. Get the shot taken there with Quinn Armstrong. Again, he's stuck a big victory here for Quinn with the pressure and a great pass around the outside of turn number 4, swinging out to turn number 5, getting the job done. Nice and clean up back into the field. We saw a number of drivers making mistakes. We saw one driver go over, one off into the first gravel trap. But indeed, the drivers up front here who kept their heads while others were losing theirs were able to come home and get them hardware. And it really does sound like it's interesting to see it, as I said. I think we'll see a 1-point lead coming into the day, but we finished 14 dead last in the order. This is allowing the driver now jump to the second spot. When Armstrong is second win of the season, he goes up over top of Prix there in the championship and tightens things up as we head now and look at Road America. 3 races there, the 3 races in Austin, Texas, and the Circuit of the Americas. This championship is far from over. I said that at the very start of the broadcast. Simple fact, even though the big feature Giafone, 6 wins on the season, you never know what will happen. And I would never have thought that Phil's breaking mistake that Giafone was quick in that early in the table of the field. You know, that's a good cut, good spot still. No doubt about that, but still, every driver here with their head down, trying to dig their way forward for Quinn Armstrong. A perfect day. Lane that gets the job done. Fantastic pass to take the lead. And then he held off over that 5-lap dash at the end of the day. That's going to cap things up for us here. Of course, we've got the big race still to come with the drivers here in this program. We're going to wrap things up and focus forward. Couple of weeks' time as we head to Road America. Campaign coming in to cap off the day here against these young drivers. The first step of the USF Pro Championships. USF Juniors wrapping things up here in the Cooper Drive training room in Ohio. Guys, time to celebrate. Grab a garment, get a hold of, let's get to work. Champagne and a flag going after Schwartz. Hunt going after the winner as well. And that wraps things up for Mid-Ohio. The USF Juniors folks won a victory today. Ozzy, Quinn Armstrong, winning for D4 Racing, Hudson Schwartz, and Ethan Hull also on the podium. Those of you tuning live here on USF Pro TV, thank you so much. We do appreciate the coverage, and those of you sending in those from around the country and around the world, thank you so much. Today, it is Australian